I'm head of class. I'm popular. I'm a quarterback. I'm popular. My mom says I'm a catch. I'm popular. I'm never last picked. I got a cheerleading chick.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 78 of the Secondary Heroes podcast. This week, we talk about secondary characters that were planned to be killed off, taken out of the show, but fans actually saved them for a rebirth. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hey guys, it's Prague, not the quarterback.
Prague's rocking that mullet. This is DeLorean Wolfgang.
Yeah, welcome to my non-virtual background. You can see all of
That's
me,
right.
my glorious
The virtual background
mullet.
always hides that mullet.
It does. It usually hides it for me, and not this time. So, yeah.
And you weren't the quarterback? Come on, man.
No, I was a little bit short. A few inches
Oh,
short.
You could be like
been a
Doug
running back.
Flutie or something. I don't know.
Oh,
maybe.
Doug Flutie was a little fella. Or you could be Rudy. Rudy was a small guy too.
Rudy was
There you
small and
go.
pudgy. That's true.
He also got rid of the ring with Frodo. So
He's a good guy.
yeah, right. He did a lot of stuff.
He
He
went
also
to all
found
Middle
some-
Earth. I think he could find his way to the end zone.
Yeah, that's true.
He found One-Eyed Willie's treasure too.
And I am
And-
a hobbit. I'm short and hairy, so this might work out. I could be
Wow.
popular.
Or you could
Well,
just
we're
be
talking
Sean
about-
Astin.
I could just be Sean.
Or you could be Sean Astin.
Kind of fun.
I'm popular. That song was Not a Surf, by the way, if you didn't know. Not a Surf Popular. Check it out.
Nada.
It's a fun song from, I believe, the 2000s. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that was 90s. He might be right though. I'm closer to 2000.
It might have been 90s, though.
Anyway.
1996. Good call.
Wow, I was really wrong. I'm pretty sure I heard that in high school because that was what the sound
Wow.
of my high school was.
I was listening to it in high school as well. Oof. Oof.
Oof, indeed.
Yeah.
96, man. Yeah, I guess I'm too popular for Earth to kill me off. So I'm still here.
Ooh,
Apocalypse,
but are you popular enough for the fans to keep you around, Prague?
Apparently, I don't
Oh,
know.
we should
I don't
have
know
a
who's making the
vote.
calls.
What if we plan to kill
Ooh.
Prague off, and then we'll just see how that works on the podcast?
Oh, it'll be
You
like
are
when
the
they
weakest
killed.
link.
It'll be like
Goodbye.
when they killed Robin in the comic books when they had the phone in. You would vote if he would be killed or not.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't popular enough. Spoilers!
No, he was a terrible Robin. Sorry to fans of Jason Todd, but
You know, would it... Yeah, but the way that he died, holy mackerel, man. Jeez. Okay, look
But
that
that's-
up. It's
that is-
pretty good.
that's a good.
I don't want to
comics one.
spoil it because it's pretty good. It's gnarly.
I guess they really hated him. I don't know.
I'm wondering if they'll ever make a movie and have that bit on there.
There have been references to it in films. In
Yeah,
actual
there's
Batman
been
films,
references, but
but not the actual
actually
scene that I know of.
yeah.
Maybe the cartoon version. But anyways, that's a good example, though. You know, where they really put it in the fans' hands. Where this is more like behind the scenes stuff. So I came up with this kind of this idea, this concept, because
Thanks,
I
Brog.
remembered that yeah, you're welcome. Just about how people were so upset that they thought that Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead would die because in one of the cliffhangers, like I don't know what season that was, 5 or 6, 7, I don't know.
Who knows?
There's like 20 seasons now. It's never gonna end. They showed him like gagged and handcuffed or something. They thought, oh my god, they better not kill him or else we riot. And it was this whole thing, and like it kind of blew up to where like he almost became more popular than any other character on the show. You know, he became
I think
like,
he
the main
was.
character. So
Or is.
Yeah,
like-
everybody watched that show for him.
right, he's become so popular that if you were the showrunner, would you kill him off?
Well, and the weird thing is
I don't know what we're
in
laughing
the
at,
first,
but yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure what we're laughing at either.
Is it my mullet? Do I need to stop shaking
Well,
my head?
in the first episode, him and his brother, they were like racist. They were racist
his brother,
idiots, rednecks
Merle-
that
Merle's
nobody
so
cared
much more
about.
than
That could have
him,
been
yeah.
throwaway characters.
Blue Merle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they developed his character and he became this like sidekick to Rick, and it worked out really well. And The ladies liked his long hair.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Oh, geez.
Oh, could
Is
you
that where
imagine
we were going
Daryl
with this?
saying that? You know what? I'm sure he probably
Walks
does say
around.
it somewhere in the show. There's so many episodes.
You never know. Yeah. At some point, some like throwaway line somewhere. Find it. Dub it. It'd be great.
Ah, jeez, Rick.
But that's where I got the idea for this episode was, what other characters have existed in pop culture that kind of became like so popular among the fans that like maybe the creator was too scared to kill him off, or maybe they were planning to kill him and there's a writing campaign. A lot of stuff has happened throughout history.
On Walking Dead itself, they wanted to kill Carol because she dies in the comic during the prison scene, which would be season 3. And people are like, you can't kill Carol.
Because she's Queen. She's Queen Carol. You can't kill. It's the same thing. She's the female version of Daryl at this
She's
point.
female Daryl. Carol and Daryl.
Yeah. Carol and Daryl. You can't kill. No, they're so
they
popular.
were love interests at this, like, for a little bit, they were, I don't know, weren't they like a thing? And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, nobody likes that. Let's write that. Let's stop writing that now.
No, that was more fans shipping it. They had more like a brother-sister relationship. But anyways, so they are now
like all
so
the Raylo
popular
Stan
that
accounts.
So they're so popular that they were going to do a spin-off now of just them. So
of Daryl and Carol?
Yeah.
It's called Daryl and Carol?
Yeah.
It's called WandaVision.
WandaVision. Oh, there you go.
God.
Vision, so popular that they had to bring them back.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, Vision, if people don't know that, he did. He long gone.
No, WandaVision's a whole different kind of ball game. That's not quite what we're talking about here. But, yeah, those are two good examples in the same show of characters that were, too popular.
Well, you know what's funny? Just the greater concept that a lot of these things are relatively older because now so many shows are scripted way in advance and then they're released all at once on streaming platforms. Fans don't have the same amount of time to complain. Like, we've already done everything. It's aired. You can watch it all. Too bad if you don't like it.
Yeah, it's true because I think The Walking Dead really was the last super popular scripted show. And then, once it started waning a bit, I think that's when the whole binge watching aspect came into play. And yeah, that did change it. I'm almost thinking of the other person I was thinking of when I came up with this topic originally was Ruth on Ozark. If you watched that show. But that is also scripted way out in ahead. So you never know, like, what could happen. But I feel like she's a character too that like would be so popular. Like, would you kill her off? But I don't know if that.
But she moves the story along so perfectly. Having Ruth in that storyline is fantastic.
Well, that my point was actually that I think I was wrong. I think that the main the point of her character from the beginning was to be there for the long haul. I don't think she was just a character to kind of be there for a little while, be killed off. But I do think that she would be a character that it has become kind of more popular than any other character on the show for people that do watch the show. That, yeah, it'd be tough. Like,
shout out to Julia Garner. She won the Emmy last night.
Oh, wow. Last night?
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. So.
Well, they could also pull a Game of Thrones and just start killing everybody off.
Well, they only have one season left, so why not?
They do?
Exactly. Yeah, they only have one season left.
Fourth and final season. Yep.
Thank God. We'll talk about it on secondary shorts, but
Ooh, spoiler alert for secondary shorts. Are we gonna have a cold take this week? I don't think so. Anyway, that was another character. What about you guys through your digging? What did you guys kind of find?
So in my research, I went way back. It seems like the first instance of this is back in 1893. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle decided to not do Sherlock Holmes anymore. He said, I'm done. I've done all I can with Sherlock Holmes.
I know this story,
fans are like, please give us more Sherlock Holmes stories. And he took him 11 years before he's like, fine. And then in 1903, he wrote The Adventure of the Empty House.
Wow. 11 years.
Old
Took 11 years of write-ins. Yeah.
Because it takes, now people can complain on Twitter so quick. Think how long it takes to complain in 1893.
Right. Well, first they have to do what did they have? Hieroglyphs back then? And then they have to, like, move it across the land somehow? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's funny because that kind of reminds me of Prague. You were mentioning this in the pre-show was Misery, and how a fan can the fan was so fanatic, and when she finds out about the main character dying in the book, she loses her mind and pretty much asks for the rewrite.
Oh, she didn't really ask. She more like demanded and tied him up to a bed and forced him to do it. Yes. Yeah, it's a good example of how much should fans have input then on an ongoing series, say? Because that is for him, Misery was an ongoing book series of his that he was writing. It's the same thing that we have now with these ongoing series, and yeah, sometimes a main character will even have to die. It happens nowadays in some of our shows. So yeah, I don't know if that is the best course for a show moving forward, and I'm glad that there are shows that are already pre-scripted. Like if you're saying, oh, I have this show that I know is only going to run 3 seasons, and it's like, okay, cool, what these characters are going to do. So Walking
it's
Dead
those
has a
long
hard
running
path.
shows when you get to like 10, 15, 20 seasons, I have to spice it up, so let's kill this character off.
Right.
That's not how you write a good show. I mean, it's one way to write shows, but it's not a way to write good shows.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And so what is your... So that's like fan initiative kind of thing. Like there's just this overwhelming thing. We really want this. But a lot of it is also studio driven too, where we think this is what fans will respond to. Like this character you've developed, they need to stay on. We can market this character. We can do whatever. This is a very important character from our eyes.
True. Trying to think of ones. I swear there was one that happened like in the 2000s. I can't remember what. It was a series or something. But I can definitely see that more so in like the fan idea of like the shipping thing. Shipping characters together. More so than I can say like necessarily killing off a character. Do you have a good example, Trevor? Of one?
There's two that are
the shipping thing.
There's two that are kids show based, which is interesting because maybe kids wouldn't have the same, like they're sad, they're maybe crying about it, but they don't have the same way to complain, and so the studio would then need to step in because in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they were going to get rid of the Green Ranger Tommy Oliver after season 2, and in between season 2 and season 3, he was gone, and they were going to cast somebody else as the White Ranger, and then Jason David Frank was so popular with kids that the studio was like, we need him back. And so they come up with some BS story that he lost his powers completely. He can't be a Power Ranger anymore. And then Zordon's like, oh, you know what? He's actually good. He's a white Power Ranger now. Shout out to the white Power Ranger, the unfortunately named.
Oh, DeLorean. I did not know that story. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Power Ranger fan, so I wasn't familiar with it.
It was a super big deal when they... Because everyone loves the Green Ranger. He was like everybody's favorite when they added him. But the White Ranger really became everyone's favorite after that.
Well, yeah, it makes sense then.
I'll agree with that. Yeah,
like,
I've got a full-on White Ranger costume, so...
The White Ranger is what made Mighty Morphin Power Rangers continue. No one really cares about the original 5.
Nobody cares about the red and... I don't know. Well, because he had the cool shield. He looked cooler.
Yeah, and he leads
and he was
everything.
Edgier.
Yeah.
It's the leader.
Yeah, everyone loves the leader.
Well, that's kind of brings us to another aspect of this where you bring a character back either from retirement or death, which happens a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. That's my other kids show one, but if you want to go first, by all means.
Well, so one that, and this kind of, I don't know if this was like the start of it, because I kind of felt like a lot of shows kind of took this on as like a way to bring people back. Because a lot of shows now use like magic and all sorts of other stuff. You use people as ghosts, whatever you want to use. So in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, one of the characters, I'm not going to say who, but one of the characters dies. And it's like this tragic, meaningful death. Like it meant something. Like the reason why this person dies. And then they bring him back. And in the spin-off show, Angel. Like, I'm like, okay, this might be a cool twist on it. But then he eventually became Corporal, and it was like, all right, I don't know. It kind of cheapens like my discussion with the Rise of Skywalker or whatever that was called. It cheapens the death, when you keep bringing him back. But it
Kylo
seems
Ren
like
keeps coming back.
Always, like 4 times. My God.
Yeah, he dies like 3 or 4 times, and it doesn't
really
matter.
Wanted to one up Jesus, I guess. I don't know. But he resurrected himself quite a bit. That's almost like studios getting involved in the same like movie. Like, oh no, stop, hold on, bring it back in the same movie.
Yeah, they're watching the movie and they're like, no,
yes,
no,
no, bring it back. Yeah, and hangs on to the cliff. Yes, of course. No, she saves him. Okay.
retakes, reshoots.
But yeah,
if we're gonna go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that the reason why this character came back is because after the character died in the finale, the finale of Buffy, is because fans were like, oh my god, he was like our favorite character, bring him back somehow. We do a spin-off show, do something. They're like, all right, fine, we'll have him just come back in Angel somehow. And yeah, they found a way to like bring back his spirit. I forget what it was, but yeah.
Well, you guys had mentioned Star Wars,
Mhm.
and everybody in the prequels loved Darth Maul. And Darth Maul gets cut in half and pretty much gets thrown down a big old pit to assumes that's it. You get cut in half
He's
and you're
dead.
thrown down a
Yes.
pit. You're
Right?
dead.
Done.
You're not coming back from that. But
Did you
if you
cauterize
turn
the
on,
wounds or something with the lightsaber? Come on.
but the dude comes back in Star Wars Rebels.
Yep.
And he's like got metal legs
Spider
and all
Maul.
this stuff.
Yep.
I mean, dude, that right there is like, that's meddling where people are like, hey, I want to see this character again, big time. But everybody loved him. There was no reason to kill him off. They could have
Well, George Lucas
banished
is
him somehow.
an idiot. And you don't introduce your best villain and kill him off in the
Best
first episode
villain.
of a prequel. No,
Yeah.
you don't do that. That's idiotic.
Why
but
would you do that?
Dave Filoni,
And the comic books.
Dave Filoni
Go ahead,
fixed
sorry.
it by introducing Rebels and bringing back Maul, because Maul doesn't speak in the prequels. And the lines that he actually starts speaking in Rebels and the extended editions of Clone Wars are very impactful for the overarching storyline of the entire descent of Anakin and everything that happens in the Star Wars universe. He kind of bridges the gaps to everything. Like they're going to do that new Obi-Wan show with Ewan McGregor. Everything is tied to... There's more relevance to Karen because he has that whole hate for Kenobi. It keeps him going. And so it's all because Dave Filoni actually fixed something that George Lucas made a big mistake on. And fans, of course, I mean, everyone loves Darth Maul. Oh my God,
Yeah,
love
he's
Darth Maul.
awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you can picture who you say Darth Maul or even Darth Vader. Those are two iconic bad guys. I mean, everybody, not Star Wars fans, doesn't matter. You know who Darth Maul is.
Yeah, I think almost in this case it was kind of worth it to bring that character back.
For sure.
As you said, it did help flesh out some stuff. But it was a lot to do with the fans. I mean, you could tell that it was really popular, and then I know Star Wars really needed a boost at the time, and it worked, I think.
Well, in the comic
for
book,
fans.
there's a comic book all about his kind of rise, and it's from the little that I saw, it's pretty incredible. His story is insane. This is before he was Spider Maul, before he got cut in half.
I mean, Maul, when he shows up in Solo, that's the best part of Solo. It connects
the whole
in
last
everything.
scene is great.
He's like giving orders to Daenerys, and it makes sense that she would go insane. It ties everything together. Just that single inclusion in Solo.
Everyone's favorite Star Wars film. That one.
Oh my god.
As I say, don't take things too seriously. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Because
But
it doesn't make any sense. Talk about, plot gymnastics to pull Darth Maul back out of that. It's almost as stupid as having Emperor Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker. But at least there's the payoff of Darth Maul that we've seen him in Rebels and Clone Wars and then tied into Solo. We're not seeing the Emperor again. He shows up for the
Just
last half of the
randomly
movie for no reason, and that's that.
It's like a devil es machina or something. I don't know. It was a weird.
And that wasn't a fan bring back either to bring the Emperor back.
No, it was probably like what Trevor was saying. The people behind the scenes were like, "Oh, geez, people are kind of upset. Things are not going our way. What should we do?" People liked Emperor, right? Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's bring him back.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
He's a clone.
yeah.
Ryan Johnson left them without any creative oversight, and they're like, "Uh-oh, row."
Yeah. Great. Who should we do? Kenobi or Palpatine? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. They weren't gonna.
That's when Dan and David came in, and that was their actual pitch for their Star Wars extension. That was the only thing that stuck. Yes. They're like,
really like what Dan and David had to
takes
say.
over the throne. This is just like that.
Just like that.
Oh
Isn't that
my
great?
god. Oh.
Isn't that a great way to do this, guys? Everybody?
Oh, I hate that you reminded me that Bran takes over the throne.
Oh, it's never not fun to bring up. I love that things are so bad you can joke about it and everyone knows instantly.
Like season 8 was so bad, man.
It's okay. You still have
It's
the other
okay.
seasons.
They'll reboot that
happens.
soon enough.
Oh,
Yeah, once he
God.
actually finishes, if he ever finishes the books, they will do another set.
Well, hopefully he writes it where everybody wears masks, because that's how we're going to be shooting all these movies now. Everybody's got to wear a mask.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be that's a whole other topic, I think.
That
That's
is.
gonna be an interesting
So
topic to talk
back
about.
on this topic, the other kid show I mentioned is that in the Transformers movie from 1986, they kill Optimus
That's
Prime.
the big one. Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
I know, and Hasbro's like, kill him. That way we can make a new leader guy and sell tons more. Think of all the toys we can sell with this new leader guy. And then all the kids are crying and they're like, oh crap. And so Optimus Prime somehow makes a comeback.
Dude, so when the
you can't
when that
traumatize
movie-
kids. Like there's a whole generation of kids. The first like hero they knew was Optimus Prime. Dead.
Yeah. Can't do that,
murdered. So I actually I bought the 30th year anniversary of that movie, and I had a few drinks and I watched it. I'm like,
got misty eyed.
damn, this is really violent for a kids movie. This is wild. And yeah, seeing Optimus Prime die and turn all black and white, that's pretty wild, man. For
Heavy
a kid,
stuff.
oh, that
Heavy
would be
stuff.
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, and then they tried to do it in the new movies with Shia LaBeouf. But then obviously he comes back.
Obviously, man, you got to. You can't kill him off. Can't do it. We'll riot, man. Don't allow that. Yeah, that whole concept.
So I want to know this. So in the Avengers, everybody's favorite Agent Coulson, obviously.
That's another thing. Yeah, that was also.
Yeah. Well, and I'm curious, what do you guys think was the reasoning behind that? Why? Because, okay, if people don't know, Agent Coulson gets shot and dies in the Avengers.
Right.
The movie's been out forever now. I don't care about spoilers at that point.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, if you listen to us and you haven't watched Avengers,
I'm surprised Prog didn't spoil Buffy.
Yeah.
Buffy is not a new show, but whatever.
I know, but I didn't want to because I'm like, it's such a great death scene. I didn't want to like ruin it for people who haven't watched it.
But I just want to know why would they do an entire show where he's the main character?
Who knows?
What's the point
I'll
of
tell
that?
you. No, I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
Is because
Brock,
when
tell
that
us.
movie came out, Joss Whedon loves to do this. Not only bring back characters from the dead, but even Buffy herself has come back from the dead.
Spoiler.
He likes to take like smaller characters and make them like kind of popular, like the Boba Fett thing. Like, hey, here's a small time character, but let's make them super popular with the fans. And that's what Coulson was. He kind of was this really nice guy, and like, cool, we're gonna have a big epic death for him, so people really will remember that. It's the saddest moment in the movie, and that's what people cling to, you know. And that's what they did when that movie came out. People were so upset that they killed Agent Coulson, this like side character. It became like a thing. And it was like, oh my god, well, people really like him, and I guess the studio must have really liked, you know, Clark Gregg. So like, wow, why don't we just do a show about him? We'll find a way to bring him back. They did. So that's what it was. Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I
know.
don't like it.
Think
I
of
don't like it.
Think of
And it
all
cheapens
they
the
could have
death.
saved of that terrible Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. I know that's a hot take, and people are like, how can you say something like that? But if you have a show, if ever there's a time where just get through the first 2 seasons, sorry, you can't say that about a show. You can't. There's too much. That's like Legend of Korra or something where you say some stupid stuff like, oh, just get through this whole extended period of bad time. Like they said, it takes until Captain America Winter Soldier comes out for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get good. I can't get. It's not like it's an 8-episode run. There's like 22 episodes in a season.
Yes. But that's for another topic for another.
Yes.
Just kidding, but yeah, that's why Agent Coulson was brought back. That's a good. I totally forgot about that. That's a good one to mention, especially mentioning Joss Whedon with the way he did it. I mean, the reason why he brought back Buffy was because the show got picked up by CW. They were getting canceled. He's like, fine, I'll kill off the main character. Why not? Oh shoot, we're bringing it back. Okay, crap.
But it's funny that you brought up Boba Fett because the Mandalorian is essentially they just pretty much
are bringing back Boba Fett.
They're bringing back Boba
dead.
Fett.
He's totally 100% dead.
Dead, yeah. With the stupid scream. What's the Wilhelm scream?
Yes.
God, I hate that. Oh, did we discuss this already?
A lot, yeah.
How do you I still don't understand why you love the Wilhelm scream, but whatever.
This is the thing. It's like that thing.
It's not a thing. It's not a fun
was
thing.
Funny maybe like 2 times.
Every time I hear it, I cringe. It takes me out of the movie. Anyways, that's not the topic.
No.
I will fight to the death how much I hate that, but whatever. Ugh, so stupid. Ruins every movie for me. Okay.
Ruin everything.
Let's get back on track. Trevor, you had mentioned kids movies. A kids movie that I just looked up. You know that little rat called Scrat from Ice Age? No. Well, he was supposed to be the one that's chasing around the acorn the entire time. Yeah. His name is Scrat. He was supposed to be killed off in that first movie, but through popular demand, they made him come back.
He's the only good part of Ice Age.
That's the only part of Ice Age I know is that guy. Like, why would I care about the rest
Ray Romano's the woolly mammoth, and it's so damn slow and annoying, and just why does this movie exist?
So kind of like Ray Romano in real life.
Ray Romano's pretty funny.
No, he's funny. He's slow. Like, that's his type of humor.
Oh my god! But I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah.
Well, I have 2 fun ones. One is, there's ones where you see it and while you're watching, you're like, oh, that's stupid. He was totally dead. Why are you bringing him back? And then you forget about it because you watched that show a while ago. And so 24, they kill off Tony Almeida in season 5. He is deader than dead could possibly be. They do a funeral. Whenever 24 kills somebody, the beeps don't play at the end of the episode to mark that they are dead. But magically in season 7, he's pretending to be like a bad guy, and it's all just part of a plan, and it fits into a season. Because really, 24, it was good for about 4 seasons, and then they didn't know what left to do. I
don't think I watched it past season 2 or 3.
No, season 4 is really good. That's the nuclear bomb in LA one.
Maybe I should go back to visit.
But yeah, it gets
5. Wow.
Out of control.
How many seasons did that run? I thought it only ran 4 or 5
I think
seasons.
It gets to 8. Because Tony's back by season 7. Well, they did the one where he's in DC, and then there's one where he goes to London, and then there's a spin-off movie where he's in Africa.
Yes. Okay.
So they just keep trotting Jack Bauer out.
Wow.
Whatever happened to Kiefer Sutherland after he's just ruined his life?
Well, he did that thing where he was
Designated Survivor. That's right.
Designated Survivor, which ended up becoming very, very stale and boring. So
I forgot about that.
Netflix picked it up because Netflix takes any terrible shows. They have a stable of terrible shows. It's pretty impressive.
And they'll cancel good ones sometimes.
They've got the money that they don't care. They'll just keep doing it.
Talking about Netflix and things that they could cancel, don't cancel, interfering with things that are good and just should be left alone.
Yeah.
When they first pitched Stranger Things, it was 1 season and 8 episodes, and 11 would be dead at the end. There's no way to figure her out of the upside down. Because that's why season 2 and season 3 feels so lifeless in comparison. They're not necessarily bad, but they're not season 1. Season 1 feels like a completely different show than season 2 or season 3. And it's because that's all they plan to do. But Netflix is like, look how damn popular this is. We can't let you guys stop making Stranger Things.
Yeah. So they're like, she somehow bamfed herself into the upside down, and she's been living there. Surprise! Yeah, that was kind of weird. That was an odd way to bring her back. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, speaking of horror, that almost brings up more on the lines of horror tropes, for instance, the Mike Myers and the Freddy Kruegers. I mean, in every movie, those guys die.
That's kind of like how they make their money, right? Like that, they're franchised off of that idea of bringing back the popular character once they die or go away.
Exactly. They continue to kill off their main character, be it Jason, all of them. They always die, but they always seem to come back because there's the big dollar signs in their eyes, man.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Man. That's a good way to do it. I never thought
so
about
fans,
that.
should we kill off Prague, and will that help us make some money? If we bring him back?
Oh, you kill him for... or maybe we just killed off Josh, and maybe he'll... That's
maybe
what happens every other
secondary
week.
Shorts.
Yes, he keeps coming back. We bring him... The fans demand that he comes back to the show. Like their writing campaign. Or was it anchor message campaign. And for that.
So I just looked up, and I don't want this to be too much of a listicle type of show, but I've looked up movies of popular characters who came back just for no reason. Like Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, what's the point of bringing him back when they killed him off?
Because he's the dad of somebody. Whatever the most recent one they did, he's a dad of somebody.
No way! Are you kidding? Yeah, but that was like episode 5.
Yeah, it's the one. With Javier Bardem, right? Yeah, he's like the dad, and they go. There's like some parting of the Red Sea stuff. I don't know that one is like insanely stupid. But Barbossa is somebody's dad.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's why they had to bring him back.
I just don't understand why. We don't need it.
Yeah, Barbossa should totally be dead, right?
Right, he was dead in the first movie.
Yeah, they stab him after, Jack Sparrow makes them all, not ghosts anymore, and he stabs him, he's dead. And he's in every movie, right?
Pretty much, yeah. They keep bringing him back.
Well, it's like the Fast and the Furious films. Like, you have characters die and they magically reappear, like, without explanation.
Hold on. They have characters die in real life. And they're still bringing him back into the movie.
Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, God, dude.
Some movie magic down there.
Yeah, I want to say, there was a character in Tokyo Drift that died, but he came back in, like, the 6th or 7th movie. I don't know.
There's the honestly, one where he's already, for the 9, whenever it comes out, he's already in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
Who knows?
I stopped watching after 3. Third one, I think? 3?
So one other fun one that kind of ties into Walking Dead is that on Prison Break, they show that Sarah Tancredi, the nurse or the doctor from the hospital who becomes Michael's love interest, she just at the start of season 3, they show her head decapitated in like some flash. Like that's it. They give it like 2 seconds to say that she's been killed. And they don't mention it again. They act like she was never on the show. And then all of a sudden in season 4, she's back. And nothing that was like fake head. It was a total dream sequence or whatever, some stupid stuff. And it's because the woman who plays Sarah Tancredi is also the one who plays Lori on Walking Dead. And so she gets to be on season 1 until she's killed. And then she's like, hey, I'm free, guys.
I think I remember this story going around. I forgot that was her. Wow.
Yep.
And she came back.
So it's funny, like, as from an actress perspective, because they have to work around actor schedules. Like some actors think they're big time, like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, I don't need your little time thing, and then they don't, or they fail, or whatever the case may be, and they have to come groveling back.
Or they get written out.
Yeah. There's lots of reasons. You have people that have to go to college. Like, you know what, I want to do college for a while. Like Carl, Carl from Walking Dead. Coral. He doesn't die in the comic books, but like he's like, well, I want to do college now. Bye. Like, okay, I guess we're gonna have a Walker bite you. Okay. Like you have this important character arc, and that. I mean, there's not much you can do if you're a showrunner. You have actors that have lives, do other stuff.
Well, that was like the main guy, the Lincoln or whatever.
Andrew Lincoln, yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln.
The show's been going on for so long, everyone's dead and come back already a few times.
Well, and he's like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. Can you just...
You've been doing it for like 20 years. Like,
get me out of this.
What contracts did I sign?
The show's getting stale. Get me out of here.
Sick of walking.
Oh, dude. When the zombies be coming, now we're just talking about walking.
Yeah, just I'm walking dead. They should call it The Walking Living. Anyways, all right. Continuing on.
I do want to give a shout out to friend of the show, Ed Pogue. He sent in a voice message, and it's a little garbled, so I'm just going to kind of tell what he was talking about.
Nice.
That the original plan was to kill Jack in Lost in the first episode, and Jack was supposed to be played by Michael Keaton, who said, I don't have to be a recurring character. I think it would be super fun to just show up for like 3/4 of the show and then that's be killed. But then J.J. Abrams and Damon Lindelof were like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do that. After producers watch the show and they're like, you're killing the main damn character in the first episode. And so then Jack sticks around and they cast Matthew Fox.
All right. Yeah, that's the famous story about him getting that part. When I first heard that story, I was like, wow, they were going to kill Jack in the first episode. That would have been nuts.
I always knew that part. I didn't know the Michael Keaton part until recently.
Yeah, I didn't know the Michael Keaton part until just now. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, that part? That'd be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. You see it, it's like, what's Michael Keaton doing here?
He's like, you're not a doctor. Get out of here. Michael Keaton. Can you imagine him trying to perform surgery on somebody with those eyes?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It starts on his eye, and it starts on Jack's eye to start the whole series.
He's like, it's already crazy.
I hope people watch on YouTube so they can see all of Prog's faces for these.
Yeah, it's really good.
He does got kind of a Keaton look right now.
Well, especially since you have hair, so you can actually see the widow's peak. Yeah. Fun.
Oh no. Oh no, my computer's hitting me with a bunch of
Jackpot.
I'm getting clickbaited. I'm getting clickbaited on my computer by clicking one little thing, and all of a sudden, like, I'm getting ads for.
I thought that was the intro to
Boner
Mr.
pills.
Rogers' Neighborhood for a minute there. It sounded like the beginning to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That was.
Oh,
Maybe
anyways,
that's what you were doing.
sorry.
No, it's okay. If you were...
My computer was gonna die, and I was gonna have to bring it back by popular demand.
Whoa!
Oh, didn't see that one coming, did you, fans?
Nice tie-in. I like that. Yeah. Any other characters that you guys can think of?
Well, I did. We talked about Game of Thrones, and I was curious. Do you guys think that when they originally killed off Jon Snow, do you think that he was trying to write it to where Jon Snow dies, or like dies completely and just move on with the story, or do you think that was a popular demand? Like, hey, we need to have this guy stick around. Don't kill him off.
No. That was book. That was meant to
Okay.
be his.
I didn't read the book. Sorry.
That's what
Christ
happens. If it was a TV show, I see that exact. Anytime you kill a character going into a season finale, it lets you like redo their contract or be open. Yeah. But
like 3 or 4 months. Like, all right, perfect.
Yeah, books already existing, it changes that.
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah,
They should have just killed off Jon Snow, though. Was he ever just look pissed and cry the whole time?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, at the end of it all, he didn't do anything, so it really doesn't matter.
At the weather.
Set up to be like the big hero guy, and then he doesn't do anything. He just stands behind the fire, and Arya's actually the hero, and it's all wasted. All the prophecies about Jon. Yeah.
Hey, if you want to hear our opinions about Game of Thrones season 8, go check out some of our earlier episodes.
Yeah, we did a whole series.
It never gets old.
Oh man, no, it does not. No, it does not. I'm trying to think on Game of Thrones because they do bring back characters on Game of Thrones a lot. You have the Mount.
Well, okay, so in the books, though, the books, they granted, this is what I've heard through others. They bring back Stark's the Lady Stark.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, she comes back. Yeah, Kat comes back as
Lady Stoneheart, I believe her name. Yeah,
but that's
like
the thing is like
this.
Yeah, she was a zombie person, but wasn't their uncle a zombie person who went to the other side of the wall and then came back and saved him?
He was different because I think he was more cognizant.
Oh, he wasn't a cognizant zombie.
Right.
Oh.
Cat would just be like a zombie.
Brains.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Zombies are fun.
Zombies are fun. Well, that's the ultimate coming back from the dead right there.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, you can keep them around.
It's like Shane Zombie. I think everything on this episode is somehow tied to Walking Dead.
It really is.
Oh,
coming back to life.
Bad writing just lends itself over and over to these stupid things where you should just kill characters off and have a meaning to the deaths.
Would be nice.
Oh, this is fun.
What's that? Would be nice, man.
Do something major and live with it. Like kill Laura Linney on Ozark because she is so damn annoying.
Oh, hold on.
Some bad decisions, that's for sure.
She makes bad decisions.
No, she does not make bad decisions, okay?
She keeps the story going.
She's super annoying, okay?
It's so
plot
fun.
hole big. They're the probably biggest plot holes on every show I've ever seen, just so she can make the stupid decisions that she makes. Like any logical world that exists, you can't. She never makes those decisions. It isn't possible. It's a damn Looney Tunes episode with the absurdity of it. You might as well drop a stupid anvil on Marty in the show to make it actually, and then he just, oh, sorry.
Yes, Alex.
I was gonna say we should probably save that for secondary shorts this week, but
no, let's keep going. This is great.
Trevor's rant.
I just finished it and it's so bad. Oh god.
Anyways. People are like, great, can't wait to listen to the secondary source this week.
There's more. I go into detail.
There's more?
Oh, man.
One other one I did just want to mention. I know both you guys haven't seen Breaking Bad, so I'll be quick. They plan to kill Jesse after season 1, episode 9, just as incentive for Walt to hate this drug dealer. But then Vince was like, you know what? People like Jesse. And so he stuck around for the whole season. They even made a spin-off just to give Aaron Paul more screen time because Aaron Paul tries to do everything else and he can't escape being Jesse.
No, he can't. He really can't. Like, even his role on Westworld was pretty much the same character, just in Westworld. It was like they took him and like, oh, I'm still the same character. Why am I in this weird world? Yeah, you're right. I think even I almost called him Daryl Dixon. Norman Reedus. Like he's gonna have that same thing. Like you look at him in that video game, that's just Daryl Dixon as a video game character. It's not Norman Reedus, like it kind of became shoehorned, but same idea. Both very popular characters that were the sidekick of the main character that ended up becoming almost more popular than the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and with stuff like this where characters coming back from the dead and all that stuff, I mean, you've got to almost think soap operas too, because they're constantly
their trope,
bringing
it? Yes.
It's such a huge trope with soap operas. You get
Uncle
they
Larry.
all of a sudden, wait a second, you had a twin this whole time?
Right?
That's right. I am his twin. Evil twin.
Always
yeah, it's the I feel like every one of them, all of those always had.
The thing about soap operas is they are filmed almost week to week. Like it's almost they don't film way in advance, so they can hyper react to how fans react. They can be like, true. "Oh, crap, we shouldn't have killed them," and so they can undo whatever they do, no matter what. But it's funny because there's that Simpsons episode where Homer's on a soap and he reads ahead on the script and it says that he's going to be killed off. And
yes, I remember this.
Then it turns out they're like, no, idiot. That's the purple magenta pages. That just means it's a coma dream. And he's like, oh, I thought that was just cyan. He's like, no, that's the regular dream pages. Not the coma dream pages.
Oh, it was a dream the whole time. It's just like did they do that on Dallas?
Dallas. That's probably the most famous one.
Yeah, not to spoil anything. Sorry for those of you probably binge watching it right now.
Binge watching that 30-year-old show. 35 years. Yeah. Actually, God, that's probably 40 years old by now.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually a fun story because Bobby Ewing, they had killed. He got run over by a car at the end of season 8. And so that was Patrick Duffy's character. So they even referenced it on Knots Landing. And they talked all about it, but then they never cleared it up after the fact. Like, they bring him back on season 10 and explain it all away as being a dream, but Knots Landing never mentions that he was on the show or was dead, because they say that he died, and they don't say how he came back. That's what happens when you have crossover episodes made in the 80s. They don't care about continuity at all. They're like, whatever, dude.
Well, it's not like anybody could go back and rewatch any of it. I mean, you had to wait, 10 years for reruns to even start.
VHSs or whatever.
VHS, but did they ever have VHSs of TV shows?
Yeah.
I don't think they made a Dallas TV show on VHS.
Probably not VHS. They probably had to wait until some other format, but it's probably on DVD. Yeah, it would have been like 20
now.
years.
Yeah. So now people are binging it going, oh, hey, that's not
What a
that's
stupid
not
story.
right.
Because people care so much about like Marvel connections or Star Wars. No
Oh,
one's like,
God,
oh, this Dallas storyline makes no sense.
Right? But speaking of Marvel, they did snap away half the universe and brought them all back. So.
Yeah. They couldn't even
they
stick
had
with
to.
it. Just kill
Couldn't
all of
stick
them.
with it.
Kill Spider-Man and
great.
kill Captain Winter Soldier. Just go.
Yep.
Well, I
The
thought
two
of one
chickens.
last one just off the top of my head when we were talking about soap operas. I thought of Beer Fest, that movie made by Broken Lizard, where one of the main characters was the big fat guy who drowns in a vat of beer, but all of a sudden he's got a twin brother who comes in and is exactly the same character, and they just play the rest of the movie with this twin character.
That movie was
So I don't know. For some reason I thought of that, and it's a fun movie.
Yeah, I
cool.
forgot. I totally forgot. I only remember parts of that movie, but yeah, that's a fun way to do it. Kind of like a nod to that idea.
Yeah, I think they were making fun of it all. Yeah,
Of course.
for sure. Well, that's Broken Lizard's thing. They make fun of everything.
Well, I think that's everything for episode 78. Thanks to the fans on Twitter at Secondary Heroes. You're following us and you can vote on our topics. I mean, that's great stuff. This topic, we talked for a long time.
Surprisingly, we filled up 45 minutes worth of this. Ooh.
Thank you for doing that.
And so be sure to follow us everywhere, YouTube and Instagram and Anchor and Spotify and iTunes. All the different places you could possibly think of at Secondary Heroes. There's no underscores or numbers or weird kind of symbols you have to use. It's just Secondary Heroes.
Real simple, guys.
That's right.
Real simple.
To everyone listening, we hope you enjoyed and we'll talk to you next time.
Dog out. I'll be back.
Mandalorian star reportedly quit show halfway through season 2. That is your clickbait of the week.